Welcome to the Comics News Wire, where we get our news from the comics newsroom found at comicbookadvocates.com. This show is anchored by Mr. Anderson, who is the unboxable, advocating creator known as the Indie Comics Devil, who will tempt you with his devilish tales of fetish, monsters, and more. Join him and his co-anchors as they give you the comics news coming off the wire. This show is brought to you in association with
At Geek Insider, we foster relationships with those in the geek sphere so we can give our audience the insider view of entertainment, tech, and more.
comicbookadvocates.com is the global digital Comic-Con, but it's more than that, and you can be more too. Be more than just a fan. Become an advocate for comics like comicbookadvocates.com is for their creators, for their crowdfunding, for the very books they're creating. Because we love comics. Warning and disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this live feed are those of the guests, speakers, and or hosts, and do not necessarily reflect the beliefs, official policies, ethics, or positions of the content providers, advertisers, additional hosts, and or guests, hosting sites, groups, or entities attached to this programming. Viewer discretion is advised. And you guys, we're here, we're live. I'm going to let Meredith and Michael, we were debating backstage what we should be calling him. I call him C sometimes. I call him Lanning. He's a man with a million names. So
yeah, there you go.
Go ahead. We'll go with Meredith first.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I am Meredith Logren. I am the associate editor over at Geek Insider, as well as the executive producer of the Geek Insider podcast, as well as the editor of Wild One Forever. I am also the comic noob and one of the founding members of Terraform Comics. I've got a lot of hats, and stay tuned because I will not be the comic noob forever.
And Michael,
all right, I'm C. Michael Lanning. You can call me whatever you want to call me. I'm a freelance artist and currently working with Silverline Comics, who like to put out certain things like this right here. It's a gold-covered Trumps. Hopefully, anybody that got the Kickstarter will be getting that. But if you did miss Trumps, check out indieplanet.com and look up Silverline. You can find all their comics over there.
you just have such an abrupt ending. Like, you know, find him over there.
I'm gonna work on a side off. That's what I have to do.
I feel like John Travolta and Pulp Fiction is looking around. Like, is he done?
All right. Rob, put yourself on the big screen and introduce yourself.
I did. I'm part of the intro. Remember? I never.
Yeah, you know what? That's canned stuff. Who pays attention to that? Get up here.
I do comics. All right, so check it out. We have a new holiday banner. No one's giving me enough love for this. I really like this one.
Oh, yeah.
You know how long it took to make those little lights? Do you know how long? The breakfast, basically during the whole breakfast brunch, I was doing that. Just the lights, because you have to twist them and turn them. But I thought it looked pretty. I forgot to actually show it on the brunch, too. I was so upset when we got off air, and I was like, "Dope." The new banner, but it shows off all the stuff we do in the year. So welcome to the holiday season officially. This is actually the first news program we're doing. We did do a special this week, and we did do the backer pause, of course, but this is our official news. By the way, just as a heads up, it's a slower time of the year, so this is why we're only doing this Friday condensed version. We do hope to shift back to a daily format, hopefully somewhere in January, February. But for now, there just isn't enough news, and you'll see that. We're going to have this show, and maybe we'll keep it as a one-day show. So far, I've gotten some good vibes about it being a one-day show and leaving the other shows open, the other days of the week open to do other things. We do have a lot of news to get to. Of course, you can go to our comic book advocate site here, and if you go to the Comics Newswire, don't use but comicsnewswire.com, you go right to our newsroom, and in the newsroom you can see all the videos that have been from the week. You can see all of the top headlines, and the headlines are chosen by me. And of course, if Michael or Meredith wanted a headline, I'd throw it up there. And then on Sundays, on Geek Insider, you can see why I chose the headlines. As I give a little bit of feedback on, hey, this headline as we do it with Geek Insider as well, because of course we've teamed up and partner with I am the comic book wing, even though I wasn't invited to be part of the Billy Tucci thing. Nope, wasn't invited to do that one, Meredith. No.
That was all Matthew. I warned him. I said, my finger is on the mute button, because if you slobber all over our guest, you're out of here. but he did say that he was going to be back. So when we have a future interview, I will make sure to tap you, and I will tap out.
Well, actually, I would want Matthew out. No, I like Matthew. Don't get me wrong. I like Matthew, but Matthew has a tendency to answer his own questions for a little while, and there's so much I want to know from Billy. It'd be like, shh. Billy's talking. Mute button. Stop slobbering. And I'll talk to you later. And you guys can see all the great stuff. But it's been an interesting week. We got a lot of stuff to go over. So without much of an ado, make sure that you subscribe to our site and bookmark the Comics News Wire on your thing. We're going to get right to the weekend. And of course, we now have a weekend. So we collect all the weekend news and put it in one place. And I started the Cyber Monday deal a little early and was giving this out on actual Sunday. We talked about it on the brunch. This is for Barbara Unleashed, $24.99 ship. Now, I thought it was cool to give you guys basically the table price. I'm charging only the table is. You're not even paying for shipping. And the reason I'm doing that is I didn't have to pay for a table. So I thought they kind of offset a little bit. This is, and you see two taglines here. After a lifetime of hiding who she is, Barbara begins exploring her dark fantasies. And if 50 Shades, I don't say of Grey in a written form, but usually I'll say it out loud. And the reason I don't say it in written form is, believe it or not, what you say and what you write, completely different laws. If 50 Shades was written by an adult who knew what they were talking about. The reason I'm reading this and starting the show off in this is I'm going to pass this to Meredith. We have something going on tomorrow, don't we? Let's see if Meredith remembers. She's on the spot. What are you doing at 11 a.m. tomorrow?
Oh.
For Pops?
Oh, that's right. That's right. CrumCon. CrumCon is at 9 or 11?
We're kicking it off at 11 a.m. And the topic, that's why I was doing everything I just did. What's the topic, Meredith?
I don't remember.
Elevator pitches. Elevator pitches. My goodness.
No, you know what? I didn't know this was going to be a quiz.
I've been in Meredith's shoes, though. People ask me, what are you doing tomorrow?
Yeah, you know what? My husband does that all the time. He's like, guess what day it is? And I'm like, shit, I missed an anniversary.
Something like
that's
that, right?
Me.
Right. Yeah. I've been there.
No, it's been slamming busy between it's feast or famine. I'm telling you, it's like the news. It's feast or famine, and just the amount of people that we have gotten together with and setting up to interview. Like the month of December is pretty booked. You know,
yeah, it's because there's nothing else going on. A lot of shows have canceled at this point. We've seen that the P word we can't say because YouTube will get mad at me if I say it. But all those shows that started up, whoa, we're going to be the best show out there, and some of them actually named themselves the best shows, are all gone now. And this is the time of year where you see kind of almost the I don't want to put winners, but I'll say the stayers, the ones who have continued to do what they're doing. So there's this sudden vacuum, and I had a few people literally reach out to me, Rob, you want to do an interview? And I'm like, this is odd. Like, it was like 10 people. I'm like, why are people suddenly asking me? And I was talking with someone else, and we came to realize how many people suddenly disappeared. Because, it gets a little busier this time in life, and some people realize that doing 10 shows wouldn't make them a millionaire. A lot of people wanted that YouTube money. They thought they'd get 10,000 subscribers. You see people, even when they get big names like Billy Tucci, that you maybe get a couple subscribers out of that, but not a lot. They'll watch the video, but they won't subscribe. It's the most difficult moment of that. That's why during those movies, you have to say, subscribe to the YouTube channel you're watching on right now, so they can actually hit that subscribe. But tomorrow, because Meredith doesn't remember, that's okay. I got her back. That's what we do. We got each other's backs. It's elevator pitches. Tomorrow, we're going to be starting off CrumCon, which is going to focus on elevator pitches, which is He had actually asked if we could start it because we had just been talking about it when Pops was on last Sunday with us. And I kind of gave a clinic because it's one of those things that bothers me. Elevator pitches. Most people do not know how to do an elevator pitch. They're lazy. They put no energy into it. I have fun with my elevator pitches, and I kind of, I'm told I'm flirty, which is weird because I do the same pitches with dudes, but would explain something I've been wondering. It would explain something I've been wondering. But I just, I get animated. I'm talking about my stuff. There's nothing more fascinating than talking about comic books, especially when they're your own. You want to tell everything you know about it. You start giving away spoilers to people when they stay too long at your table because you get too into it. You're like, psst, in like 10 issues, this shit's going to drop.
Well,
how long do I have to wait? Oh, 10 more issues. You'll see it though. It's coming. It's definitely like Christmas. It'll be here before you know it.
You hide all those Easter eggs in there, and you want people to see them before it drops. So I get that.
Yeah, but so for $24.99, you can get over 100 pages of the Fetish series that Meredith is a huge fan of, and I got to give her a lot of credit. She's campaigned for it, and I'll give you a little teaser next year. Something's going to come, and it's going to involve Barbara. So that's all I'm going to say. But it's definitely going to be something that's landscape changing, shall I say? And we're definitely going to have some fun. John Celestri might actually like what we're about to do, actually, given his newer work. And of course, this all came from the elevator pitch. We were asking people to do elevator pitches, and then Pops I guess there was just like a smell in the air that made us all think about elevator pitches. I saw a couple people talking about it, and I don't know where it started. Sometimes I can tell you, pat myself on the back and be like, hee, that was me. But I don't know this time where it came from, to be honest with you. I just know a lot of us were suddenly talking about elevator pitches. I think it might have been watching.
I was going to say, it kind of got into my consciousness with the Becker pause.
Yeah. Yeah,
no, before that though, I think I saw something from Mike Watson asking how important a elevator pitch was, and I'm like an old man when it comes to that comment. Oh, you young kids don't understand the value of an elevator pitch. You don't know. Back in the day when I had elevators that were cranked by hand, we had an hour to talk to people. But now it's super fast.
We had to use stairs. I'm telling you, stairs.
Yeah, the elevator I had was elevating my leg one step at a time. But yeah, we were talking about that leading up to Black Friday. And of course, there's our Sunday comics brunch, which I thought was really fun this week. Michael couldn't make it.
I make it.
Yeah, you know what? And just to remind people that a lot of times we have the seat open for you comic creators. So if you want to be a part of the brunch, let us know.
And stop saying it's early on Sunday. Shh. Stop drinking. It's bad for your liver. Your liver called me and asked you to stop. All right, Meredith. You're up. I'll be right back.
Kevin Smith reacts to Ahsoka Tano's debut on The Mandalorian. This is on comicbook.com. I don't know. See, Michael, can you speak a little bit more about that?
Yeah, this is actually a fan cast that's been going on for a few years now, and the Star Wars community. They wanted Rosario Dawson as this character. She appeared in the Clone Wars, the animated Clone Wars, and the series, and then also appeared in from what I understand, the Rebels cartoon series. So to see her come to life was really special for a lot of people, and she did a great job. I know they kind of had some problems with her. I don't know if you call them tentacles or somebody. I'm sure there's a technical term that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah,
not being long enough, but I think that's really nitpicking.
You guys were kind of fangirling over Rosario Dawson last week.
Yeah, I hate to say something, but I did find a bad movie that she was in.
What was it?
Pluto Nash.
I liked Pluto Nash. I do understand it. But you had to go into Pluto Nash ready to just not take it serious. I think the whole point of that was to not take the movie serious. It was like almost satire for the industry making movies about space things at that point. Yeah. So when you watch it now and you haven't watched it in that moment when you had because now it didn't age well. I know just from remember watching it back then, that has not aged well. That is one of those. right under the rug. Nope. Eddie Murphy doesn't even have it on his IMDb anymore.
You know how I see that movie? I see that movie as Eddie Murphy's Leonard Part 8.
Yeah.
That's the Bill Cosby movie. Just so,
Yikes.
you know, but it's not exactly widely received as being a good film.
No, and Kevin Smith gave some love though. Woke up 2 a.m. to see Becky make her debut. Becky, of course, being the name in Clerks. For those who don't know, she was in Clerks 2 and in Jane Silent Bob the reboot. So definitely awesome that Kevin Smith did that. And here's, by the way, we're not going over Monday's sale. I forgot to mention this. We're not actually Mike, you were with me for Monday, right? No, it was
I think it was the other Michael, huh?
No. I think it was Moden who was with me because I remember inviting you. On Monday we went through all of it, and it was like an infomercial. We're not going to do that, so I broke it up and I put it into different areas. I randomly did it, so I didn't even realize I was in twice. Watch me be in 3 times in one day because it was random, and I always try to break myself up in the thread, so it was like trying to hit it over the 4 days. So the Advocator, here we go again. Pitches, guys, how important they are. And I used to say the Advocator is the poo-poo platter of indie comics, but guess what? There's something new that's really going to be that. And Meredith knows what I'm talking about. Coming from Terraformed Comics, it is Terraformed Continuum. So that's going to be the new poo-poo platter. It's going to knock the Advocator out. See, the Advocator only focused on franchises. This is going to be bigger. Go ahead, Meredith.
I'm a juvenile. Every time you say poo-poo, I laugh.
I know that's why I do it. But
why do you do that?
No, it's exactly why I use, because when you're pitching someone, if I can make someone smile, here's a tip for you. You can make someone smile, they're more open and receptive to you, believe it or not. So if you can get a person to giggle or laugh, the odds of you making a sale go up exponentially. Actually, I read it from a actual sale. The Wolf of Wall Street, actually. I think it was in that one. He had said if you can use humor and you can lower people's guards, because everyone has their guard up at them, and humor and making them like you is one of the biggest ways to get that sale. So when I say poo-poo platter, because I do it like real quick, poo-poo platter of indie comics, and people are, well, like Meredith, like, did you say poo-poo? You know, it was like when I was a kid, like my family,
told you, I'm a juvenile, you know.
My family was like, do you want to try the poo-poo platter? I was like, no. You thank you. I don't care how many poo-poos they have. I don't want to have any of them. No, keep your poo-poo to yourself. John Celestri says that his Bloodwing Angels series was created back in 2013. But you're relaunching it now, John. That's what's important. We're trying to get you backers today. And how do you say your name, Nita?
Nita.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm probably saying it wrong. I always told that I'm saying it wrong anyway.
He has to he just has to try to find something negative. There you go. You're in trouble again.
See, this is why I need to hide her laptop and phone when I go.
We thank Michael for being on the show, but I got the message. She's not allowed out anymore. I still like last Friday when I made him read every Mandalorian. but the poo-poo platter, the former poo-poo platter of indie comics, The Advocator, is a collection of indie franchises trying to entice you with a short tale from their universe. I don't know why I did that one breath. I probably should have broken it up, but it is true. It's an enticing book of tales, and you definitely should check it out. And you can get it now for $19.99. Again, shipped. All right, and here you go. You're up now. Here it is. There, I did put it in. I just didn't put it in the right spot. Go ahead, Michael.
CromCon 9 announcement. Meredith Loughran and Rob Anderson will be kicking the show off at 11 a.m. Eastern with some discussion about, you guessed it, the elevator pitch. Come check it out. December 5th on YouTube.com, Comic Talks with Pops Van Zant. And please subscribe. Make sure to do that and hit the little bell icon to get your alerts.
There's going to be one problem, though. Meredith knows this. Once me and Meredith break down the pitch, no one's going to be able. They're all going to be like, I don't know what to say anymore. Rob and Meredith took care of the business. They're all going to have to spend the rest of their day pitching. No, there's supposed to be some great people involved in it. I don't have the list of names. I should have asked Pops. That's on my bad. I will try to get Pops to send me and Meredith a list of people who will be on and when they will be on, so we can actually read it off during the beginning of the show as well. It's going to be a lot of great creators. We're hopefully really encouraging you guys to work on them pitches. Meredith, you're up.
A record $1.5 million paid for a Batman comic book at auction. And how this is by Chris Arendt, and how it compares to the previous record-setting Batman comic book. You can find that at gamesradar.com. 1.5 million.
And I think I looked this up too. If I'm not mistaken, I think the Action Comics #1 that sold some years back was actually just under $1 million. So this might be the most expensive comic that has been sold.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and we had talked about it. This is actually a sale after that last sale we did. So
really?
This was like, I guess two of them. I guess the other person had heard how much the one had been made, so he went for it and got more for it. So I think this was graded higher, if I remember the story.
Huh.
I read it like a week ago now, so you guys have to bear with me. But if it's here at Games Radar, check it out. I might be thinking of something else, but either way, hashtag back issues matter. It's true. Your comics keep their value; they still stay relevant. We're still talking about this. Getting on to be, believe it or not, guys, 100 years later. We're creeping up to 100 years of Batman. We celebrated 80 just a little while ago, and we'll be at 100 before we know it. It's amazing. 1.5.
One of these days, when we hit that mark, we should try and get Athena Finger on.
We should get Athena Finger on before that, just to have her. She's awesome. Athena Finger, of course, the granddaughter of the creator of Batman. No, not Bob Kane. The other creator. Bill Finger. Russ Allen, good morning. How you doing, Russ? Yeah, and congratulations on Kurt Zilger's successful Kickstarter. I took it, Michael. Oh, now you know how to say a name. See, I always get in trouble because I pass on the hard names. I tried to do this, and Spectrus and the
Sabanian.
See, I want to say Sabian, which is something completely different in the family. and Meredith still hasn't Googled it. When she does, she's going to be like, "Oh boy."
Yeah, you're right. I'm not.
Here's some negative news for Negative Mike.
Marvel cancels Star Wars Rise of Skywalker adaptation. Morbius and Marvel has canceled 4 of its upcoming comic titles due to the COVID-19 pandemic, including the Star Wars Rise of Skywalker adaptation. Check that out on CBR.com.
You just see him smiling, and Meredith is like, "Why would you even make that comic?" So we're just going to move on. No, it's going to be negative.
Yeah, it's the pandemic canceling that comic. Sure.
I don't want you to fight with the misses, so we're just going to move on. Congrats to Travis Gibb and the team. I did "and" instead of "and," and the team of over 50 creators on the success of this Kickstarter. I'm one of those creators. I believe it wrapped at 24,800 and like 200, just barely making 25,000. We'll have to check in with Travis Gibb, see if some of the late backers were actually able to come in and make it to that 25,000 mark, which would have given apparently a glow-in-the-dark cover, which is kind of cool. Meredith, you're up.
All right. DC Comics has shared a sneak peek preview of Batman number 104 ahead of its release this coming Tuesday. Make sure you check it out at flickeringmyth.com.
All right. And this is another sales advert. Go ahead, Michael. You get it.
The Incredible Guano Guy, number 3. This comic is wild. Aliens, zombies, and Eggmen, plus a super insult writing agency. Of course, that's from Mark Darden. And let's see, get the funniest book in the biz. Guano Guy, get 20% off with code GC4U at guanoguycomics.bigcartel.com.
Now, I do not know if those Black Friday or Cyber Monday things are still active. The ones for me not only will be active, I've decided to put it through up the holiday, unless I kickstart something, which I might. I'll let you all in a secret. Don't tell anyone. I'm thinking about putting Barbara Unleashed as a trade because I was supposed to have done it this year. There was a project that pushed me out of the way at one point, and then another project pushed me out of the way. So I kind of just walked away from it. But like a friend of mine was like, "You should go back and start it in December." So I might be doing that. So then we'd pull it and just offer it part of the campaign. But here's something from our good friend, Gamal Hennessy. Oh, you got it? Oh, you haven't read it.
I haven't read it yet. I just got it yesterday. So
I would have been read. I would have like bags under my eyes. But here you go.
No, I cannot wait to read this, to go through this, and it'll have like sticky notes and all kinds of notes and stuff in it.
Well, she's got it. You know that Meredith is a fan. I'm a fan too. But he also gives us some other books in there. And I can see just here some of the books that he thinks that you should read. And I know that I actually agree with probably one or two of those in there. I know that there's apparently some people in there who might not be fan favorites anymore of the industry itself, and possibly some outdated ones. But I mean, for the most part, I think what I'm seeing in here is pretty good. Maybe you can get the updated editions. Go ahead, Meredith.
I think on your site, Comic Book Advocates, Randy Zimmerman's got a really good list of comic books.
Actually, it's Randy in my list.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, you're getting ahead of yourself, Meredith. You'll see why in just a minute.
Fine.
Oh,
You're up, Meredith.
Star Wars creator George Lucas released statement on death of Darth Vader actor David Prowse. So yeah, that was
Sad news.
sad news.
Definitely sad news. Passing. We want to acknowledge it. And here we go, Michael. Something not negative.
get an education, read these books, and be a pair. Check that out at creatorsofwrittensins.com.
Well, it's actually Comic Book Advocates. We keep the Creators of Written Sins for two reasons. One, it is our original launch. When we launch under Creators of Written Sins, so it's almost a homage to that. And two, migrating stuff sucks. Like, I'm a very lazy person, and migrating from one site to another, especially as often as we change our name, it seems to be a yearly thing. No, thank you. Plus, you lose something. We have one of the most extensive libraries when it comes to indie stuff. Some of the stuff you can go back and the images aren't showing because for some reason Facebook has archived them, and you actually have to go to Facebook to unarchive it so it'll show on our site. I thought that was interesting. I didn't realize that Facebook had archived it, and I finally figured it out. But here's my list, and like Meredith said, Randy added some stuff. But Meredith, if you want to add a book, Michael, if you've read a book, we're open to you guys giving us books. And just give us an excerpt. Why should someone read it? And then we'll review it and we'll look it up. We've had some people try to put in books that we were like, no. I mean, they were just basically Kinko's copies books for like $20. Someone just printed like their I don't want to call it manifesto because that's rude, but like their stereo manual to comics, but they didn't make it a real book and no one had reviewed it. We are looking for things that have like Gamal's book. I'm pretty sure we'll get reviews right quickly and it'll be on our site almost. I know he's working at a deal too to go through a distributor. And once all that happens, we'll be giving you more information. So
yeah, I've actually got to reach out to him because we wanted to get him on a Geek Speak as well to talk about all of these books. And
do you want me to connect you?
Help promote him. I think I've got him on DM already.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. So previews comics tagged with Batman, Catwoman, and I don't know why they did the previews up there like that. That auto-generated, apparently. But the DC's new Black Label titled Batman and Catwoman, #1, from Tom King. It's going to be 100 issues to tell one story, and Clayman launches this Tuesday. And we've got the official preview. It looks good, though. It looks good. I hope he keeps it relatively quicker with the stories, and I hope he doesn't have him getting divorced and showing up to altars and not getting married throughout the whole issue, the whole series. Just saying.
He wouldn't do that. Not Tom King.
All right, Meredith, you're up for this one. And it's a 3D image. You'll just have to go to Facebook to see this.
Okay, this is from Pocket Jacks Comics. The White Lily trade paperback enters the final week. Read the first 2 issues for free. Head over to Kickstarter, and I guess you can Google Pocket Jacks Comics.
Or Preston Poulter, or they'll just hit here. The link's right there.
Yeah.
And it's not in our crowdfunding because we have not gotten permission. Again, you guys, if you give us something and we ask for permission, don't hit like. You have to say, I agree to the terms, or answer it. Some people just don't answer. And if you don't answer it, look, I'm not your daddy. I'm not going to come clean your room for you, and I'm not going to follow you. This is part of being a creator. We ask a question, you don't answer it, you get less publicity. You don't get your thing featured on our shows. That's the way of life. Oh, here's something positive for Michael to read about.
DC Comics fans show support for the other history of the DC universe. That's on what's the other history? Check it out at comicbook.com.
I read this a little bit. It's not a spoiler, but it actually deals a lot more with being not only a black character, but a black creator within the history of DC Comics. I think it could be a powerful moment for a lot of creators to read, to understand. And, it's always hard to understand privilege in this world. We don't inherently see other people's privileges. We all point and say they have it easier than us. Like Brad Pitt, let's be honest. Those looks have given that man privilege like no one else has ever seen. But it's interesting to always read someone else's point of view because it helps you understand the world that you might not see and realize the world is bigger than just you. Because sometimes we forget, we get in our little bubbles and we think the world is us. So, it's interesting. I always and it's history. I love history of comics. Meredith, something to say?
Nope.
It looks like it might be a precursor to the milestone they're releasing next week or next year, huh?
It definitely, you can feel this definitely has the feel of becoming, and we'll take a quick look before they jump up a thing. You can feel, because it's like Black Lightning, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is definitely a precursor to Milestone's return into publishing, which for those who don't know, Milestone has already came back with, I believe, reprinting older issues right now through the digital market of DC for free. But the newer series are poised to begin next year, including a Static Shock movie made by Michael B. Jordan. And here is Marcus H. Roberts, who's apparently using a picture of, I don't know who that is. I don't know if that's just a fan or some a writer. Believe it or not, guys, I don't know everyone in the world. So I apologize.
Oh, he doesn't have it in the description?
No. It says pledge to books today to add to your collection. Don't miss out. So I don't know if that's someone that is anyone of creative prestige, and I apologize if I'm missing someone I should know. It's like somebody like, oh my God, that was like Toddy. You don't know who Toddy is? Jesus, man. Jesus, how do you call yourself a comic book?
It's sad as you might know the name. They'll say the name and you go, oh, okay, I know them from something or rather, but you don't always know the faces with comic books.
I'll be honest, I never.
I was going to say Marcus Roberts is, with Second Sight Studios, and definitely check out the Kickstarter. I know he's involved with Mississippi Zombie, and I think what was that other one? Hollow, Hedge Hollow. Mm-hmm.
But to Michael's point, I'll be honest with you guys. I never knew who the creators were behind the book. I knew Stan Lee, and that was about it. When I read comics, I read it for the characters.
Right.
I never forgot that. I never forget that as a creator. I'd rather my characters become more famous than me. I'll be honest with you. I could care less if people know who I am. I'd be thrilled if they know the characters I create. That has always been my goal.
Well, you look at Neil Adams. Neil Adams likes his popularity because when he goes to the cons, everybody knows him. But when he walks down the street, it's not as prevalent to know who Neil Adams is. So,
yeah, and he's not a big ego guy. I've met him. He's down to earth. I've actually interviewed him.
Yeah, Neil's Neil. That's but you know what? As much as he's not only in his artwork, he's done so much for the comic industry and comic creators. So.
Oh yeah, hands down. Meredith, you're up.
Okay, the unveiling of the new podcast studio, and you can find this over at YouTube. This was presented by Vera Sam, and really beyond the hashtags, you guys got to do a little bit better about promoting yourselves and letting us know what this is. It's from the artwork I can see it's a vlog series.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, and this is my fault, because there was something down here, Meredith. I don't know if you see it now.
No, not really.
Okay. Either way, he was redoing his studio. That was basically it. And for him, it was a big deal. I like promoting him, so I think he's got a good energy. So we try to show love.
I love that. Every once in a while, I tell people to snap a picture of their warrior station.
It is a Catch the Craze. And you might know he was also a creator of a recent Kickstarter called what was it? I think it was called Catch the Crazies or something like that.
Yes.
But it's his logo is so hard to see down there. So in the left hand side, I would pick something more bright than red.
Yeah, it's always hard with YouTube too, because when you upload it, they have a tendency to smash it down. So they're not nutty. And Nita says Stanley and Sam Keith, the rest are the guys who wrote blank or illustrated. Yeah, there's a lot of times, and I started looking at it only when I became an advocate for comics. And people are like, oh, you don't know this person? I'm like, no. I'll be honest. When I first got into comics, I didn't know who Will Eisner was. I knew about the spirit. Yeah. I knew about a couple things that he had written, but I was a comic book fan. I wasn't one of those people who had to get commissions and stuff. I liked characters. I got into comics for characters. And I do think there are two different fan bases. They're the celebrity jockeys who will follow creators from book to book, who love people, and there's nothing wrong with that. But they are diehard fans. And I think then the bigger majority are fans of just comics. They like to open up a comic, read a comic. Like, there's not a day that I can't sit down and just grab a comic, sit there and read it, as long as I don't have a monkey jumping all over me. So, that monkey, of course, is Jax. We have some fun stuff in the show today for that. But I definitely agree with Nita. It is weird to be expected to know everyone in this industry. And sometimes I get that. You don't know this person? I'm like, no, believe it or not, I don't go around all day trying to find people. I'm close to the Batman of comics, but there's so many of them out there. Even Batman doesn't know who all the bad guys are some days.
Yeah.
I thought this was a powerful message that you should all do, and I want to remind everyone of this. In this life, you have many people telling you who to be, how to act, how to dress, and even how to think. The control others will try to impose on you will know no boundaries. You will be expected to comply and do as others do. They will even tell you not to dream. Despite what they say, you are one in over 100 billion creatures known as human. But no other human will be exactly like you. We are all different in ways, whether we hide those differences or not. So why not embrace who you are and let the world see you and let history take note of you, the one and only. And always strive to be the best version of who you are in this world. Always be you, who you are, not how others want you to be. And I think that's a power, especially now. I think it's even more powerful that as we go into 2021 now, because we're at that time where we're starting to reflect. We're starting to you're starting to see the best of, where you hear about the awards, which Meredith and Geek Insider are going to join us this year to present the awards ceremony for this year. So we're getting to that point. As we're getting to that point, it's very important to remember that in 2021, let's bring back individuality. I said this last night. I don't know if you guys saw the You're Not Alone from last night, but remember Pass It Forward, Kick It Forward, Forward Momentum, all those movements that we had late in the 90s, early millennium. What happened to that? We were all talking about helping each other out and passing these favors forward and helping everyone out, and then we suddenly stopped doing it. We have to get back there.
I never stopped.
I didn't, obviously, with the advocating, but I mean, as a culture, we don't talk about that anymore. We don't talk about the pay it forward. You see it every so often, and people like it. And I said it this year. There are a lot of people who are in this comic book industry that I will never read their superhero books ever again. And the reason I will never read their superhero books is because of how I've seen them act on social media.
Yes.
I would never want to read what they have. It's one thing to get in an argument with one person. It's one thing to stand by your values, and it's another to be an evil, awful human being. Now, if they wrote a villain book, I would read it in a second.
Don't be a villain and try and promote a superhero, huh?
Yeah, I mean, but like this year, and notice I didn't say I unfriended it. There are things that I unfriend people for, and then there are things I just watch a person because you want to give them the room to grow, right? Yeah. If you never try to change the world, the way you do that is by never talking to anyone who doesn't agree with you, and always running away from them. Because we get this, and they said it on the Connors of all the shows, where Dan and Darlene, and I know I'm probably dating myself because a lot of you people are like, I don't watch Roseanne or any of those shows. I like it, whatever. So on the Connors, Dan had said to Darlene, well, that's where we're at right now, where you guys all tell each other not to listen to each other. So if we're not listening to each other, how can we ever really talk anymore? How can we find the middle ground? Please, if anything you take from all the things I've said, take that. Listen to other people. You don't have to agree. Opening your ears to someone does not mean you have to agree. Your fear Your fear comes from if you listen to someone, they might change your mind. And your beliefs and your morals you think are uncompromisable, unchangeable, should always be able to be changed. I've had people like, oh, I would never be okay with death. Okay, well, what happens if someone did this to your family member? Oh, I'd kill them. What happened? What happened? We have to remember circumstances can quickly change. Look at 2020. If anything should teach you anything, 2020 showed you how quickly people change and how ugly we've become. Let's forget do better. Let's get back to bare minimum. All right, guys, let's get back to bare minimum civility next year. Good afternoon, says Marvy. How are you doing today? I'm going to put myself up for adoption so I can go to the U.S. If you know someone, it's hard to follow what is happening on your side. I would actually adopt you, but for some reason, I don't think they'd let me. I think they'd be like, they'd look at my social media history and they'd be like, what is this fetish babies? Sorry, no adopting for you. But what do you think, Meredith? Do you think that we're at a pivotal change point where we can actually go back to bare minimum?
There's a little bit of an echo. I don't know where that's coming from.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is not me. Oh, okay, that's better. For me personally, I try and have a positive social media messaging and all those things, and I'll go on my rants and things like that, but it's never about hate. It's never like attacky or anything like that. These are my views, and people have the option to either tune in or mute me, and that's okay. So that whole ripple effect idea is if you can throw a stone into the lake and have those positive ripple effects. So a lot of times with the negativity, I'm not affected because I mute it, and I don't promote that kind of crap,
And to Meredith's credit, she's spent the last couple of weeks putting out a weekday. Well, I only see it doing on weekdays. I don't think you do on weekends. But she'll put up a post just randomly about something that you could be doing positive with your time. Mm-hmm. Show me a funny GIF was the other day, which I had fun with. And then it was like, tell me what you think of this. And it was very casual, and again, I did this thing where we did debates, and Meredith just saw the tail end of the debates as she was getting to know me. The whole point of me doing debates for 2 years was to teach creators to talk to each other and get rid of the people who were negative on my profile, the people who were downright nasty human beings. And I have a better profile for it now. I literally have positive people who all come to talk, and all the negative people went away. I don't have to worry about my timeline. I saw some friends going, oh, The Mandalorian was spoiled for me today. Not on my timeline, because those people, that's one of the things. You spoil things, you're gone. Or if you, one thing I will say, and I really hope this stops, and if you're listening to me, please stop doing this. Stop posting pictures of strangers on your profile to make fun of them. You don't know who they are. You don't know their journey. I get it. You might make fun of them with your friends. We all make fun of people who are different. I own it. But when you're with your friends, it's different. Show that person the respect. Do not put them on. We have to get rid of so many of these stupid social media behaviors, like posting pictures of like overweight people in gyms and stuff. Are you shitting me? You should be applauding them.
Mm-hmm.
You should be applauding them.
Michael, you have any comments on that?
There's a lot, but I don't know if we could share them here. No.
As Anita chimes in.
No, absolutely. The thing about it is try not to get. I think everybody's so out there apt to prove that they're right, and if you're not, you have to take into consideration sometimes you might be wrong. And I think I said something the other day that sometimes you have to ask, you think somebody's stubborn, but sometimes you have to ask yourself if you're the one being stubborn. Mm-hmm. And if you're not asking yourself that, then you're probably being stubborn.
I can officially confirm, I asked the medical doctor this, you will not die from admitting you were wrong. It turns out you can survive it.
Really?
What? Yeah. I might try that one.
You can survive a no, too.
Yeah. And believe it or not, you can walk away from an argument.
Yeah.
You can. There's actually nothing tethering you. There's no tractor beams, it turns out. Comic book preview of Deceased Dead Planet #6. This looked fun. I actually did get to check this out. It's from flickeringmyth.com. Check it out. Looks like a fun time. I think comics have gone back and shifted almost to being a fun time.
Yes.
I think everyone in 2020 has just been like, okay, enough with the serious stuff. Let's get some fun. Heavy Metal came out with Batman. It's been a good year for comics. I gotta say that. I think the creators are really starting to enjoy. And though those people who complain about agenda, we still haven't seen the New Warriors. Maybe they have listened. Maybe they are getting the point that we just want disposable entertainment, as it's been called. I don't agree with the term, but I understand the moment, what people are trying to say. When I've said it, where miniseries should be it, where you can sit down and enjoy yourself and go, and disposable entertainment's not going to go away. It's a term I've accepted that it's going to be there. And it's true. You want to, like I was saying, sitting down anywhere, picking up a comic book and just enjoying the writing, whereas opposed to some of these things were like literal puzzle pieces that made no sense. You pick up a comic book. You know what Steve said, right? Who's the fuck is Steve? There's no Steve in this book. You read the whole book. Who's Steve? What did Steve say?
And I really like this art. It looks very retro.
I know. I like it. I was looking at that. I was kind of entranced by it. But you say that, it used to be that if they reference something, they put a little asterisk and they tell you what issue to find it at. But it's like they're not doing that anymore.
No, it's just Steve. It's like, fuck Steve. I hate Steve. This is a new anthology project from Marv E that you get to read. Go ahead. I believe, Meredith, you're up.
Snowy Works posted just a nice reminder about the new anthology. I'm teaming up with the Indie Comics Dispatch for a new anthology book. Deadline is February 20th, 2021, so plenty of time to get those ideas on paper.
And Russell Allen said, so many people, social media shaming, it's a problem. It is. It's bullying. It's a form of bullying. Disagree with people all you want, and if you really want to have a fight with them, do it in your messenger. Because if you're doing it publicly to be ugly and you're not really trying to have a real – first off, I just want to say this. If you're arguing with someone, what's the outcome? What are you trying to do? Is this someone who's a friend? I argue with my friends all the time. We get heated at each other. The next thing you know, we're out having fun and making fun of each other again. I think we lost that. That's how I grew up. We didn't have Google. No one knew the right answer by the end of the night, but we all had fun making fun of each other about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one of the things about it is ask yourself a question. Are you going to change that person's opinion? Chances are you're not, and they're not going to change yours. So why go round and round about it? That's just how I see it. So
I'm making a list of names. I'm going to change their minds in person.
Well, there have been a few times that Rob and I have kind of gone at it, because we're like, sometimes we don't agree on everything. But, there are times when we can say, all right, we agree to disagree, or we can be convinced. I mean, that's the point of having an open mind and opening up your ears a little.
And that's what I mean. If somebody has shown a pattern of not wanting to be corrected or understanding, don't waste your time with it. Move on.
I'll be honest. I think Meredith will agree with this. Just give me statistical information. My mind works more like a computer. I need to be convinced of it. Show me why. Don't tell me that you feel that way, because I can't quantify a feeling. Are you feeling that way just today? Would you change your mind in a week? Are you not looking at all the facts? I don't know why you're feeling that way. Because there are days I wake up and I feel like the sun is evil and it's trying to kill me. And then there are days where I wake up and it's like, the sun.
Rainbows.
Yes. So feelings can be, also hormonal. Even men get a sort of a hormonal calendar where we have our lows and our T goes low and we're like, I'm not the man I used to be. Especially the older you get, where when you wake up, the clicking isn't happening on your television, but on your body. Comics offer are brought to us by the Global Comics Global Comics. This is their gold subscription. Check it out at globalcomics.com or Creators are Instant. I don't think this is still available, but it doesn't hurt to ask. You never know.
Is that a Gamal property?
Yes. Well, I was just about to get there. This is part of Gamal. He teamed up with some people. This is that PDF offer. I'm going to be putting my books up there. I just haven't gotten to it. It's been one of those weeks. For those who don't know, by the way, I should have said this early in the program. I'm sorry for that. I did take a bad fall. I'm not going to explain why, because it's very embarrassing on my part. There was nothing good about the fall, but it was a pretty hard fall. I actually think I damaged a lot more than I originally knew. The other day, my finger was clicking, and I went like that, and all of a sudden I heard a big pop, and it suddenly it stopped hurting. So yeah, you can figure out what was wrong with that one. And my ankle is now not double its size anymore. But thank you for everyone who reached out. A lot of people reached out. I put it on as like, oh, what a start to my day, not realizing it. A lot of people were concerned. I thank you for it. If it was worse, trust me, I would have said it. It was a little bit of the disability, a little bit of stupid clumsiness. It all came together at the right moment, and I met the sidewalk, and the sidewalk won. I will be honest with you, the sidewalk did not care. It beat me like a redheaded stepchild, and I can say that because I have red highlights. All right. This is great if you're a comics book creator and then you're part of the indie market. Get your book in on this. I know everyone's like, oh, they're going to steal my PDF and give it out. So what? 10,000 people give out your book, you have 10,000 fans for the next issue. Unless you just made one comic book. If you just made one comic book, then yeah, go hide your head under a pillow. Because this isn't for you. But I don't make a comic, you know? And this is just a choice between a softcover and a hardcover comic book by someone. We have to click the link to see what more is about this. It's one of those image things. Here we go, Meredith, you're up.
All right. From Foz Storm, just a little over a week until the Indiegogo campaign launches for Lady Satan, an angel in a killer's dress. That sounds promising. It's going to be a black and white book available in both softcover and hardcover editions, and will have 130 plus pages of story and a special fan art section, which means you can see your fan art in the book. There is time to sign up for the pre-launch page by going to Indiegogo. Take a look at it. Head over to Lady Satan.
And hail her. Hail her. Ryan Reynolds has something funny. I'll give you this, Michael. You can make it up to Nita. She'll laugh at this.
Ryan Reynolds doesn't want a street named after him. Fans want to name a street after Ryan Reynolds, but the actor has respectfully declined because he doesn't want to get made fun of by his brothers. You can see all that on CBR.com.
It's funny. Click the link. The things that you don't realize, like you think having a street's name would be cool, being named after you. Read what Ryan Reynolds says and learn from his advanced thoughts on this. Some of the things he knows that his brothers would make fun of him at. Oh, my goodness.
I love him.
And apparently this is a petition that here it is. Okay, he does. Okay. Here, these are two of the things that he said I thought were funny.
Let's see. Okay, very kind but hard pass. If traffic sucks, everyone will say Ryan Reynolds is a mess, or Ryan Reynolds is really backed up. My brothers would enjoy this too much.
And credit, since it's my turn, that he made an action figure. Our good friend Evan, he's doing fantastic. I'm making action figure. What I just saw Evan do, he's making money. I'm like, forget this comics industry. I'm heading out. I'm making action figures. Let's be honest. I like action figures more. I'm kidding, of course. But it is a really good campaign. Did a really good job. I honestly am now. I want to make Cat Dad and Supermom figures. I want to be part of it. I'm going to tell that guy, Bobby Gregory, to definitely try to work on it now because I want to be there to play with. There's a joke there, and everyone who knows the inside joke knows exactly what I was going to say. Meredith, what do I want to play with? She knows.
Oh, my gosh.
No, she's just not going to say it out loud. All right, you're up, Meredith.
Let's see. Future Primitive. I'm really liking that artwork, but I'm partial to black and white. So Future Primitive Mag #1 is now live on Kickstarter. Rewards start at just £4 for a 56-page PDF, and there's lots of other goodies. Here's one of the original art pages. Check it out at Kickstarter.
Am I the only one who always thinks £4 of what? Just tell me what you want. This is from our good friend Moden.
Kickstarter for Elysian Fields is now live. We're underway to hit those goals. Let's do this. Check out the Elysian Fields Softbound Collector Edition on Kickstarter.com.
Everyone keeps talking about being soft and hard today. So we're going to go over to our now we're skipping Monday because, of course, Monday we've mixed all the aspects of Monday throughout the show today. So, and Tuesday is our brand new day for our and this was the Monday thing, just as a heads up. Like I said, we're just going to do it. But if you go to the Monday thing real quick, the reason I called this up is you can actually click on the link and find them directly there. If you're having trouble for some reason navigating our site, which is pretty damn easy now, because you can go to comic book advocates actually takes you now to our information, like panel stuff, learning, educational tools. The Comics Wire takes you to our comics room. And if you want to go to crowdfunding, all you have to do is comicadvocates.com. I can't make it any easier for you people. Horse, this is water. Start drinking and leave me alone. But you can go here and you can actually click on the Facebook link. And now, back or pause, we went over a lot of great projects, and one of those projects was Monster Hunter. It only has, at this point, since we've been talking so much, it probably only has an hour left. We're going to give him some love live right now, and here it goes. Here's his video for Monster Hunter.
What if you hunted monsters for a living? What if it was just a job and not some grand calling? And what if that job, like so many other jobs, absolutely sucked? Monster Hunter for Hire is an anthology about a man who has no illusions about being the hero. What seems both horrifying and exciting to us is just Tuesday for him. He's been doing this more years than he can count, and he's hated every single one of them. No mission ends as expected, and they all come back to bite him, sometimes literally. Trouble is, he just doesn't know how to do anything else. This anthology is a combination of horror, adventure, and a very unhealthy dose of dark humor. We're offering both digital and printed copies, naturally, along with bundle packages of previous comics from our lineup. And, as if that's not enough, we're also offering official Monster Hunter for Hire t-shirts and the chance to have your name on the cover. So if I can borrow a well-known quote from some truly evil dead monsters, join us.
You know, Meredith, I was going to say, let's take a bump at the 1 hour mark. We don't have a bump for Geek Insider. Listed in this room. We actually have to put that. I know we showed at the beginning of the show, but I was thinking about taking a break just for bump purposes. We have the Alienware that we could do. Like, do you want to just pick which one you want to do?
No, you're just pick one. I mean, we've got a lot of people that we try to promote between Sunday Funnies. We've got Traveling TARDIS.
Fair enough. We'll go with the creativity bump. I think they have one of the cooler ones. So we're going to be back for the top of the hour. I figured we'd break 2 hours up with. I know we had a couple ads today, and I like that. If you do want an ad on the show, we're open to it, and we're not even talking about charging you for it, unless you're a major company. If you're a major company, we have reasonable rates. Disney, I'm looking at you.
Have you ever wanted to be part of a writer's room? Come join us on Creativity in Progress every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Twitch and YouTube, the CIP network, where creativity comes to life.
All right, creativity comes to life in my mind. I don't need anyone else. I got enough writers in my own writer room upstairs. All right, here we go. We're on Wednesday's news. Now this is going to go a lot quicker. The weekend actually had a lot of news. I thought we were going to have a couple news shows this week, and then no. Here we go. Meredith, you start us off.
First, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 production details reportedly revealed. You can find this on comicbook.com.
Uh-oh. I hope it goes better for them than the last time.
Actually, I saw it. Jax actually got the movie.
The movie. I like the movie. I'm just talking about when they released that image of Sonic that first time.
Oh, yeah.
Put everybody in a huge uproar.
But then everyone went to see the movie.
Yeah.
Well, they had to reconfigure Sonic.
Yeah, $120 million.
Yeah, some people think that might have been actually a ploy.
It was worth
it. It was well done.
Awful.
Yeah, it was horrible. Oh, this is from Daphne Lage, my pre-launch page for my first full-color comic, Ego Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn, is now a go. Sign up to get a direct notification from Kickstarter when the campaign goes live on January 4th, 2021. So you want to go over there and make sure that you sign up for that.
Yeah, I had an advanced copy of that and left a review on Geek Insider, so head over there.
You didn't put it in the group, so I didn't know to cover it, Meredith.
Well, you've got it covered, and you have me,
No, I
So-
mean the review. Put it in the group so I can put it on our news so we can get the review out there. So I'm sure people want to know what you think. Josh Neal's part of our deals from Monday. Again, this might not be actually because this was for Cyber Monday. I've got 2 vinyl 3-inch stickers left of my logo left. Next 2 people spend $25. Again, not sure that this will still be available. $25 or more. Shirts are almost gone. Forever, and only 2 copies of Judy and her blue cape are left. This is one of those things, and I had said this on Monday. I have no idea what he's talking about. I guess you need to know Josh Neal's really well to understand that. So if you do, that's what Josh has got for you today. And coming off the Comics News Wire, Meredith.
Oh, I thought it was Michael's turn. Okay, save Daredevil trends as rights officially return to Marvel. And that is at comicbook.com. That sounds like a big deal.
Oh yeah,
They're
I hope
trying.
so.
They're trying to restart it now that Netflix. I believe Netflix officially lost it today. Today was the official. It's either today or tomorrow. Officially loses the right. They can literally start production today or tomorrow, and they could just restart from where they left off. They don't need to do anything else.
No.
They could literally take it. It's theirs.
If you have not watched it, I would suggest going to see it. It is actually really well written.
And here you go. This has got a little bit of reading in it. This is for the 2020 Creator Awards. And I'm going to give it to Michael. Go ahead. And I'll be right back. I'm just going to run off camera for a second.
Right. This year, we will be splitting the award into 4 shows, and it will be all fans' choice. 2020 has been rough. No one wants to be judged. Let the fans pick in 2020. Most awards will be open with little rules. A few, like editor, will have requirements. We will be making these go live in January, and we will vote throughout January. Here's the list as it is of today. We open this for your feedback. We will launch of a couple of these in late December, so stay tuned. All requirements will be made clear above the polls. You have Artist Night with Best Sequential Art, Best Character Design, Architecture. Landscape, Colorist, Line Art, Splash Page, Pinup as IP rights, Cover of the Year, and then Writer Night. You'll have Writer of the Year by genre, One Shot of the Year, Short Stories, the Originality Award, New Series, Ongoing Series, and of course IP of the Year. Creation Night will consist of letterer, editor, nominee by creators webcomic of the year anthology, on-air talent, show or web series, educational programming, comic book reviewer, best home display, breakout creator of the year, and then you have crowdfunding night, the printer, independent cosplay, genre, crowdfunding show, crowdfunding video, best crowdfunding reward, crowdfunded of the year.
Yep. And Meredith, we haven't officially announced. Do you want to talk about what Geek Insider is going to specially do for this, or you want to save that for next week?
Let's save that for next week or this Sunday.
Okay, we do. There is going to be something special brought to us by Geek Insider as they join us. Plus, we'll have new imagery. We're launching. It's December. It's time. The awards are back. We almost came this close to canceling them, but Chuck, who's part of this with us, and Varian will be offering an award through Indie Vault as well. Chuck pointed out this is a year where everyone needs it. And we talked it through, and I was like, all right, well, I don't want to judge anyone this year. I really don't. I don't want to tell anyone why they can't win an award. This year sucks. Anyone who's created something, congratulations to you. Everyone should get an award just for making it to January 1st, 2021. There should be an award waiting for all of us. Not participation award, mind you, survival awards. So, but we wanted it to be fun. It's all going to be fan choices. And then 2021, we'll take what we learned this year and we'll apply it. And it'll be a whole different experience. So every year might just feel a little different. Maybe that's a good thing, and we'll be adding different sites, different groups. Silverline's Roland Mann is part of our Hall of Fame. You're going to have to tune in February through March to see who actually takes home the awards and becomes part of the Hall of Fame for this class this year. We have a couple names already going around. We're hoping to see what we get. All right, Meredith, you're up.
Comic book preview, The Boys, Dear Becky, number 7. So this is Dynamite Entertainment, and they are sharing their official preview. Check it out on flickeringmyth.com.
I'll be honest, I didn't look at this because I love The Boys on Amazon, and I hate looking at the comic, like, because it might ruin it for you. You're like, no, and I know it sounds
I see
awful.
blood. I see blood. That's a. I'll visit just for that.
It's like, you won me over already. And here's the official award that you'll be receiving this year. Everyone will get this award. We're not separating them. They will have different designations on them, including the year, but this is the basic logo brought to us by Chris Mad, by the way. So, and there was some more information here just about Meredith, Bonfire, Chuck of Bonfire Press. This actually does talk about some of the things, so we'll save that for Sunday. But you can see a preview of it today. All right, Michael, you're up.
All right, comicbook.com's 2020 holiday gift guide for comics. It's over on comicbook.com. Of course, you can access it through the Comics Newswire.
Oh, she just got my action figure joke. See? Have a good day, guys. You're going to hit the road again. All right, Russell, be safe out there. So here we go. Nightfall. Got a cool video there, 355 views. Not bad at all. We are proud of all the good things everyone has been saying about our comic. If you haven't already picked it up, go to our website where you can get it digitally. We'd love to hear from you. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our website at animationcomicscent.com. Oh, yeah, Comics ENT Entertainment. Comics Entertainment. You're not the only one. In all fairness, I've had head injuries this week. I have literally had head injuries this week.
I don't have an excuse. I thought the same thing. So,
all right, Meredith, you're gonna like this.
DC reveals a new future version of the Joker. Actually, he's one of my favorite villains. You can find more about that on comicbook.com.
And for some reason it doubled, like I said, since we updated. I love the way the site can take in things, but every so often it just doubles something. I have not figured out the glitch yet, but it's there and it's alive. And I've even sent it. Like, I'm one of those people who are like, they'll figure it out on their own until it really annoys me. And I'm like, you have not figured this out. One day we're going to have a talk about Indiegogo and me and them. And you guys are you're going to be like, uh-oh, Rob doesn't really like Indiegogo anymore. But not today. Michael. Go ahead, Michael. Talk to us.
All right. Fortnite's Galactus event brought in record-breaking number of players, which included even my children and myself at one point in time. So if you didn't get to see it, go check it out on YouTube. It was pretty cool. Fortnite always kind of brings in some good stuff to entertain everybody with. And of course, if you like to read that article, it's on comicbook.com.
I'm breaking stuff, so Meredith.
Yeah. Rob's down again. Rob's down. So the Protector Volumes 1 and 2 is a 40-page Sword and Soul epic fantasy comic book. You can find that at Kickstarter.com. The Protector. And I'm really loving that art too. I love the fantasy, the lightning, it looks awesome.
And Marcus is a friend, so if you guys could, help me out, get some promotion on it, just take a look at it, share it around. It's got some great art in it. It's definitely, I'm telling you right now, it's worth the energy of just checking it out. Mm-hmm. He's a good guy. He's a good creator. Definitely a positive influence in the industry. So if you guys could just give him some love, I'd really appreciate that.
Second Sight Studios, guys.
Right. DC introduces a powerful new Justice League villain. Uh-oh, that's all they needed is a new villain. That's on comicbook.com.
Kind of badass, I'll be honest. Okay, this is, I don't know why pops this thing. This happens every so often. This is about the tomorrow's programming, about the pitch, the elevator pitch. Definitely check it out. I don't know why. Facebook acts funny. It's Facebook. What do you expect for free, right? That should be Facebook's new logo. Facebook, what do you expect for free? And this is a comic book review of 2000 AD, Prague 2210. So check it out at Flickering Myth, and they'll tell you if it's worth your time. And I'm going to take this one. Here we go. This is my baby playing Baby Yoda. Yes, I did it so you could all smile. That is that cute. And there's even something cuter coming. Just wait.
Oh my goodness.
But you do know now that you're going to have to stop calling it Baby Yoda, right? Because you're going to upset a lot of people.
Oh, no. To me, he's playing Baby Yoda. See, there's nothing on that outfit that says that he couldn't be a Baby Yoda.
No, that's true.
See? Ha! I've outdone I've outdone you all. It's like Muppet babies. It's Yoda babies. I want to see Chewie as a baby. I don't care how it doesn't make sense. CP3O as a baby. I want to see R2D2 as a baby. I don't want to see BB-8 because I think he'd look like something like, the things that swim to get people pregnant. That's how I think he'd look. All right. So, Meredith, talk to us. This actually made a headline. I'll give you a spoiler on this one while Meredith catches her breath. 11 days away. I think it's like the fact that there's going to be a convention is a newsworthy story beyond belief. Actual news, the network news are picking these stories up when there are these events locally because it's such a big deal. Person reading this is a friend of mine. Please check it out if you're anywhere near the December. I will not be able to make it. I couldn't sign up for it because I've been having car problems that have stranded me to be very hyper local. Meredith knows I've been struggling with it. If I get my car back in time, maybe I'll go as a fan, and me and Jax will take the ride. But I unfortunately can't commit to anything until January because I'm trying to get my car sorted right now. So, but Meredith, tell me about it.
I actually wanted to ask you about this because with a lot of places who are kind of already canceling, end of year and even into the beginning of the new year. Are we going to be holding our breaths and just waiting and anticipating, and then kind of like a MegaCon that goes away? Do you think?
Nah, this is Florida, baby. We're good.
I love Florida.
We're good.
I love Florida. All right, so this is 11 days away. 14 special guests, over 40 exhibitors, cosplay contest, scavenger hunt, Santa photo op, and gifts for kids. The admission is $15. Kids under 12 are free. This is the Infinity Toy and Holiday Convention, December 12th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you can make it, get out there. It feels good to be out in the world again.
And let me tell you, to Meredith's comment, Florida's been great at opening up stuff and proving that you can actually do it. Everyone's like, aren't you worried about zombies? I said, of course we're worried about zombies. Every year the snowbirds come down and bother us. But what can we do? We tried closing the border and they still found ways in. They flew over our border.
Freaking snowbirds.
Snowbirds. I didn't understand the pain of snowbirds. Being down here 5 years now this February. Oh, do I understand the hate of March? Sorry, this March. I hate snowbirds.
That must be a Florida thing, huh?
You get people from like New York, New Jersey, but it's not the cream of the crop. The cream of the crop who actually come to live with us, they're good. Usually it's older people with gripes, or it's people looking to vacation and treat your, they come to rent the hotel room and don't worry about the deposit. They're the ones who bring down the trash. They come, they cut you off, they give you the finger. And I'm trying not to get arrested. I have a little cute kid that needs his daddy at home. But these people will come down and stick their finger out. And I already have a problem with the truckers. The New Jersey people who come down. Oh, the hate for New Jersey runs deep. I was born in New York. It literally, we are taught in school. Except New Jersey is always it. Like New Jersey, even when they do something right, it's wrong. Like we gave them the Statue of Liberty and they thought they were hot shit, but we did it just so we could tell them that's where we dump our trash. That's what every New Yorker can say now. We dump our trash in New Jersey. But didn't you guys have the Statue of Liberty? It's an island somewhere out there. No one cares about the Statue of Liberty. We like to look at it, but no one really. Like if someone looked at the Statue of Liberty tomorrow, you'd be like, oh, right? You'd be like, oh, that sucks. But if someone actually did something to New York City again, you'd be like, oh, let's go to war, right? Like you could blow up the Statue of Liberty as long as no one was in there. Listen, Alexa, you're not allowed in the Alexa, calm down. You're not allowed in the show. All right, you really wouldn't care if the Statue of Liberty blew up because we are so much more than just a statue. So New Jersey can have a statue. Go ahead. They've been tearing down statues and putting new ones up all year. We'll just make another happier statue. Like the statue. You know what the real statue is now in New York? I'll tell you the truth. It's Captain America in Brooklyn. There's a statue of Captain America in Brooklyn. We're good now. We don't need the Statue of Liberty in New York because I'm always going to be a New Yorker. Yes, one day I will move back to New York when I get my cybernetic body and I can no longer be affected by the cold. I will return to New York, the champion, Cyborg Rob, and I will once again enjoy the underground nightery. Meredith's
I don't miss New York. I really don't.
I do every day, honestly. Oh, the food, the environment. The only thing I don't miss is sludge and the winters. I did not like the winters.
I do miss skiing, but that's it.
I don't, because the way I went skiing, because we were all poor, was when we hit the hill that was frozen. That was the only skiing I knew, and it was on your ass. And it was on your ass, Meredith. Talk to us about this thing I wasn't invited to.
Oh, Rob. Sorry. She is a multi-Eisner award-nominated series that has sold more than 3 million comic books. So Matthew and I had a chance to sit with Billy Tucci and his wife. Had a great conversation. We talked about comics, what's happening, and go check it out on Geek Insider.
Very, very cool. It was a good. I did get in there for like 5 or 10 minutes because I was sharing it. I plan to go back and actually watch it this weekend. I just Jaxie time, when it's Jaxie time, we're building or doing something crazy. So I do try to jump in every so often and I think I gave a couple comments actually.
Yes, you
about
did.
The power of female characters and why they're so important.
Mm-hmm.
So, and here you go, Michael.
All right. Greeting Comics News Wire peeps. As part of this November's holiday celebrations, we've curated a reading list of 40 amazing comics, graphic novels, and manga that we think you'll really dig. Some of the titles are free and some are paywalled. Creators got to make a living. But an unlimited reading subscription is 50% off until 11:59 p.m. Pacific Standard Time tonight. And that was Wednesday, guys. If you didn't sign up, sorry. The cool thing is that your subscription dollars only goes to owners of the titles that you read. Check out the comics in the links below and join us in supporting the indie comics community. Of course, that's Global Comic.
If you see this, go to them and say you saw this on the news. Tell them that we are promoting it in the next couple days. I think they might be able to help you out with some sort of deal because this is something they wanted. They actually asked me to make sure I got this out here. I'm sure they might even tell you when the next deal is because this is the time of year where deals come and go very quickly and they do come back. So stay tuned on that. And here's some home news, apparently. I don't know why it says home news, but I like it. Chris Claremont returns to Wolverine comic books with Steve McNevy. And I know that's wrong, but I like it, McNevy. Will create a Marvel-made exclusive Wolverine story. That's pretty cool. I loved Chris Claremont's work with Wolverine and on the X-Men books. I'm a huge. He was one of those guys, one of the rare guys I actually knew his name because I liked his stories so much when I first got into comics. And I kind of saw the difference when he left, and you had other people taking over, including Jim Lee took over a little bit, as did Rob Liefeld, and you had the beginning of the Image guys taking over X-Men.
Yep, so. And that's one of the comics is that actually introduced Jubilee was with Mark Silvestri and Chris Claremont.
Yes, yes.
So you can hate on Jubilee all you want, but just remember Mark Silvestri had a hand in her.
Yes.
And I love Jubilee. I get a lot of flack for that. So.
I think they should have developed her character. They made her a vampire at one point. I thought they really did her. They should have grown her up. She was one of those characters, and rarely in comics does someone get to stay a kid. Jubilee, for some reason, stayed a kid for decades.
No, they in fact, when they tried to relaunch Generation X, she came back as a teacher.
Yeah, I saw that, and then they quickly put her back to, like, a few months later, back to being like almost a 20-year-old again that was like lost in the world. They've really done her and Gambit. Once Claremont left, because Claremont had this whole idea, and I know it was a rumor, but really quickly, he was going to make Gambit Scott's half brother. Because there was this one point in the Chris Claremont story where Cyclops hits Gambit with his eye things, and Gambit doesn't flinch. And the only people who don't get affected by each other's powers so far that we'd seen were Cyclops and Havoc. They were drawing from the same power fountain, so they just really just took they couldn't hurt each other with their powers. So that was like a hint. A hint about it, and it never came to be. And if you want to laugh, I thought this was funny. The Mandalorian raising Baby Yoda. Even Michael liked it, so we know it was good. Michael even liked it. So.
Hey, he kind of proved my point of what I said the other day. That's all I say.
But it was funny. It was
funny.
It made me laugh, and I was happy. By the way, Thundercats is still canceled. Thundercats Roar is still canceled. So, and I do think it was a cancer for fans. So we've been cured of that. It is dead. And I just wanted to remind people of that because I'm so happy about it. There's not much I like about being canceled shows, but that was horrible as a fan of Thundercats. And I don't care. Call me toxic. That show is toxic to me.
You know what? They redid Thundercats back in 2011, and it was actually really well. It was really good, really well. You just have to have respect for the medium, for the original. And I don't think it had that respect. So
what it is that Cartoon Network, there's no other way to say this other than honestly, makes things for stoners. So it has to be stupid content. It has to be stupid content because you're stoned. I've been stoned. You can't understand anything. Like, I'm sure Thundercats Raw seem like Shakespeare in the Park when you're stoned off your ass, you know?
See, every time I've been stoned, I get paranoid.
Oh, I do.
What's that? What's that? No.
Quick
That's
story.
why I don't do it.
Someone apparently made me mad. I don't remember being made mad. All I remember is people screaming at me. And I'm like, what are you all screaming at? What is wrong with you? And they're like, let him go. And I'm like, let who go? What are you all talking about? I look down and I'm choking out a dude. Literally turning purple. And I'm like, what are you doing here? Threw him down. That was the night I lifted a couch above my head, answered a spaghetti box.
I think that might have had a little bit more than marijuana in it there.
Oh, it turned out it did, but we're on the program right now. I don't want to say what they mixed it in. No one told me.
I have some ideas.
I'm just gonna say ketamine's not your friend, kids. Don't do it. Don't do it. I had 2 pounds of pasta. 2 pounds. I woke up heavier. I had never felt so, and I just kept apparently eating. Even when it wasn't fully cooked yet. I just took it out, put it in a bowl, middle of the process. So, don't do drugs, kids. Please don't grow up to be like me. Meredith, you're right.
Oh my goodness. Callum Thusit, buy one, get one free, sci-fi comics, ghost story graphic novels, and Super Cats kids books. You can find that at villagecomicbooks.com.
Even Nita said that being stoned doesn't help with Thundercats Raw. She's like, nope, it doesn't make it any better. It actually makes it worse. You notice more of it, right, Nita?
Well, and what they did with Teen Titans Go, the thing about I think there is still respect for the for Teen Titans for them to have that. That Thundercats just didn't have it at all.
Well, Teen Titans also mocks the entire, and I hated Teen Titans Go. Jax fell in love with it. And as a parent, I sat there and I wanted to know what my son was watching. I am a big proponent of no matter how much I don't like it, I need to understand what's being filtered into my son. So I have to sit there and shut my mouth and know. I even watch SpongeBob. Oh my. I don't understand SpongeBob except if you're stoned. Totally get it if you're stoned. Like Alice in Wonderland's a totally different movie, stoned, just as an FYI. So I get it. But to your point, the Teen Titans Go makes fun of a lot of tropes in comic books. So if you're a real comic book fan, you can kind of get and it's clever. There's a cleverness. I tried. I watched the crossover with Teen Titans Go with Thundercats. I actually was like, okay, maybe I was wrong. I was like, maybe like I hadn't watched it at that point. I saw the rainbow and the sun peeking out from the clouds. And I was like, okay, let's watch Thundercats. Watch the whole episode. I now know how we can get terrorists to stop being terrorists.
Yeah, it reminds me of that report years ago when the Iraq War started that they were torturing these guys with the Barney song. They'd stick them in a cell. And you'd say, I love you, you love me. In fact, what is it? Men Who Stare at Goats actually kind of showed that. So, yeah.
I noticed for a while, terrorism went down.
It went down. But then the courts decided to rule that was cruel and unusual punishment.
It is. So. Every parent will tell you. My niece and nephew were into it. My son has not seen anything with Barney yet. That is on purpose. I have done a wonderful job. I'm like the CIA at eliminating Barney from his life. I even see something purple on his phone. I'm like, no. It's just Grimace, Daddy. No. That's how you get to Barney. Fucking Grimace is the gateway drug.
Oh, we are off the rails today.
Yeah.
Mike.
Gateway characters.
Mike Pigford and I really think that's how you pronounce it, actually. My 3-page story in the annual Tales of the Cape Fear, published by Memory Lane Comics. This book is an anthology for several locals. Check it out at their downtown Wellington location. So that's pretty cool. And this one I thought was pretty cool. They finally wrapped up their story, Meredith. Go ahead.
Comics Wire Marvel's next X-Men era and King in Black, plus Kickstarters to watch and hot reads. So you can find more about that at syfy.com. SYFY.
And Sci-Fi, I'm looking at you. The Comics Wire thing suddenly. I see what you're doing. I see you. I see what you're doing. We haven't talked about this one, and I mixed in the sales apparently randomly, also at a different point. That's why I didn't read the ones we already did. But this is from Bobby Gregory. Great guy. A Tales of Conflict and Bullying addressed by farts that teaches morals, which invites new readers and rewards all comic fans with laughter. And rewards all comic fans with laughter. And that's a really well-written sentence. I just have to practice it better if I am ever to sell out the rest of my books. See, there's a good elevator pitch, kids. Join us tomorrow at 11 a.m. when we teach you how to elevator pitch. And we'll have Meredith do live elevator pitches for stories she's never read.
Oh, good.
Michael.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Michael.
Chuck's Shop Talk episode, Chuck Pinot Live. Yeah, he just started his own show. He said everybody's been telling him that he needed to start his own show, and he finally did it. I think he did it with Steph Wilson was his first guest.
And
is that the right name?
Else? Annie something, I think. The team, their duo that they work together, the husband and wife duo. So there's going to be a lot more coming from Chuck. And this is Jason Everett. The Comics News Wire gives us from the Super Earth Comics Group. Only 8 days on the Kickstarter. It's fully funded, so you're guaranteed a hard copy of the first issue and any variant covers you want. Come over and pledge. And that's if you're going to talk about being funded, that's the way to do it. Talk about, hey, you're going to get it. We're no longer trying to peddle. You're going to get it. Sad news, Meredith, sad news.
DuckTales reportedly canceled at Disney. Sad. Comicbook.com.
We are getting Darkwing. We are getting Darkwing Duck back. So I think that
I like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah,
well, and I watched the Darkwing Duck special that they have for DuckTales, and it catches the spirit of Darkwing. I was actually pleased with it. I could definitely live with it. However, as I'm understanding it, it will not be a spinoff of DuckTales, but it's going to be a new thing. Seth Rogen's going to be working on it, so we wait with bated breath for that.
No, Seth Rogen's done some good cartoons actually. If you look back to the cartoon and even his movies, I kind of love Seth. It depends. If you get him anywhere now, the Falco guy, he's trash.
Well, I'm gonna put it this way, and this is how I put it. I'm not being negative. I'm just being critical. I don't like Seth Rogen as in an actor capacity in his movies. A lot of people talk about Pineapple Express. I didn't like Pineapple Express and a lot of other Seth Rogen stuff. But when it comes to him being a creator and a producer, he actually has a good hands-on approach to it. And he's obviously a comic book lover. So hopefully he's also a Darkwing Duck lover. And we're going to see something good come out of this. And thank you for putting me on the big screen. Hey.
I just didn't want your negativity to rub off underneath.
I'm not being. Look, I was being positive. Even though I don't like somebody in a certain capacity, I don't like him in the other one either. I mean, I like him in a different capacity. So
he brought out his Italian hands for it. He's like, I don't like this.
No, that's not Italian. That's Cajun French.
That's there we go. Even worse. Like you just put a curse on you, Seth. You're gonna die. Meredith, you're up. Meredith is like, why always after? You're muted. Like always when you make me laugh, Meredith. Always. You're still muted.
Okay.
I didn't mute you this time.
My Hero Academia's cast share their excitement for the next movie. This is on comicbook.com.
And check out this cover from my man Chris Mad. That takes me back to the 90s right there. That chick in the collar, the kind of haircuts and all that. I was like, oh man, yeah, I want to go back to the 90s so bad. Please, aliens, abduct me and put me back in the 90s where I belong.
But only if I get to stay this age. That's the only thing I can say.
No, I just want the knowledge. I would be happy with my 18-year-old body or my 20-year-old.
Okay, I'll give you that. But
Yeah, please put me back in the body that works. Please put me. I can rebuild. I'll stop smoking earlier. I'll eat more vegetables. I'll actually try. Right now, I'm at the age where I'm like, it's been a good run. Michael, you're up.
happy new comic day. Here's the pencil art for Frank Gogol's Dead End Kids, The Suburban Job, #1. Don't forget, this is the last week to get your pre-order in at your local comic book shop or go online from SourcePoint Press.
You know, in the early millennium, the suburban job was a thing at a mall, and look it up, and you'll laugh at what the teenage girls were offering. So, Hail Crumb, Comic Con starting this Saturday all day long. It's all about the pitches. All about the pitches. I know that sounds dirty. I know your mind is thinking another word. How dare you, chauvinist pigs. Austin Janowski has something for us, Meredith.
All right, so Giving Tuesday. Hey, indie publishers and creators, if you have a cover that needs inks, please post below. I am offering free inks on covers that will be used for publication in the coming year. I'm a pro comic inker since 1994, and he's worked for Marvel, Image, IDW, Dynamite, Alias, Devil's Due, and more. Here are some of the cover ink samples traditionally done.
Wow,
Please
that is a
like
deal.
and share. So, Austin Janowski.
Some great line work, actually. Yep. Very, very awesome line work.
That's a great deal.
And this is, here we go. From Louis Cruz, you're up. Michael.
All right. If you enjoy reading sci-fi or sci-fi/horror, then I believe you'll love reading these books created and written by Louis M. Cruz, me, and published by Darkfire Press. The Day They Made Contact tells of a young man's courage to defend the only home he's ever known. Earth, full of life, asks the question, what if human blood was used on an alien ship as fuel for a species we called vampires? Don't just take my word for it. Click on the Darkfire Press link and purchase one or both of them and check them out for yourself. Darkfire Press, that's the Darkfire Press link, darkfirepress.com.
Yeah, and that looks fantastic. We're going to try to get an interview up with Louis in the next couple of weeks so you can talk more about this. So stay tuned for that. And this is just more about her work.
Raven? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and let's see. I think we already covered this today, so she just happened to have it twice. And that happens sometimes. We do double up sometimes if someone gives us something. If the content hasn't changed, we won't do it on the thing, but we won't do it on this show. But it being part of it, people actually look at the daily rundown, so we always add it in. And Ed Jowett we might be launching the Disarmed comic based on the Consortium as our first release for the new year, but we have quite a lot of superhero comics coming your way as well. I'm not afraid to say that I think you'll see the things even better than what we've had from us in the past. Our next superhero comic book release features everyone's favorite empowered thief,
Penumbra.
There we go. She's going to face a few difficult enemies in her next comic as she tries to steal an artifact similar to the one that gave Monolith his powers. And Monolith, who, unfortunately for her, she's going to find it well guarded and have to work hard if she wants to get the all-important prize. This is even more exciting than it might actually initially seem, though. Okay, I can't keep reading that. If you're going to tell me in the middle of reading it, it's more exciting than it reads, Ed, you have to go back and redo this. That means that you've literally wrote something that you know is not exciting and just a wall of text, and you've now officially lost my ability to read it for you. I love you, Ed, but if you have to write that sentence, you know you didn't write everything before it right.
I would employ Ed to go ahead and tune into ChromeCon tomorrow. Get an idea.
Brother. All right, so here we go. This is all Thursday's news, which is going to be really fast now. The reason Wednesday was so big is because we didn't do news on Monday. We didn't do it on Tuesday because of backer pause and Wednesday. So that was actually bigger than the weekend. The rest of these are going to fly through as we're close to the end of the program now. Meredith, you're up.
Natalie Portman talks more about her role as the mighty Thor in Taika Waititi's upcoming Thor: Love and Thunder, confirming Jane Foster's transformation and commenting on her intense training regime. So that's kind of interesting. I have mixed feelings about it, but hey, comicbookmovie.com, go check it out.
And she said that she wants to look like, and she's training to look like an action figure like the men do. And I thought that was pretty badass because she's also trying to become muscular. So far, I don't think we've seen a lot of female actresses try to go the muscular route. Usually they go the ultra thin bombshell route.
Right. Well, when she did Black Swan, I mean, she went into like intense training to try and get some dance training as far as being a ballerina, getting on toe, on point and stuff like that. So her dedication to the craft is amazing. I don't know how I feel about Jane Foster becoming Thor.
Yeah, and real quick, I just wanted to follow this up because I know I'll get nerd rage if I don't finish the statement I was making. That is towards MCU movies only. DC, we've had the Wonder Woman actress Gal Gadot. I always say her name wrong. I'm sorry. I know I'm saying her last name wrong.
Gadot.
There we go. Yeah, she did an amazing job of getting into some great shape, and she was pregnant. It turned out in some of the filming, if I remember correctly. Black Widow actress, she was pregnant at one point and did a lot of stuff, but she never got really muscular for the role. But of course, Black Widow was not a muscular character, so it almost made sense because she was always supposed to look like a bombshell. So that one actually did make sense. But some of the other characters didn't really bulk up to be like their comic book things. And of course, you have to give Clarice I can never say her name either. The one who did
Charlize Theron.
Yes, thank you. She's done so many amazing roles, and she gets in insane shape. She did, of course, Aeon Flux, and she did the Netflix Nights. Oh, I forgot the name.
Old Guard.
Yeah, the Old Guard. Those are amazing things, and she's in badass shape. So I'm glad to see a female actress taking it serious finally in MCU and bulking up. I think that a fit woman is very attractive with a little muscle. So I want to see how Natalie looks with a little bulked up and a little more muscular. I wonder if they're shooting it in two different ways, though, because I would have shot Natalie now as she's bulking up as the character that's not Thor, and then shot her Thor after the transition. And they've done that in the past. Spider-Man's a big one like that. The characters of Spider-Man would always film the first thing right away before they get their powers, and then would film it the next like months later when they were ripped because they would get ripped on set.
Go
ahead.
What surprised me about that was Tobey Maguire, and a lot of people speculated that was CGI, but you found out quickly that was not CGI. He actually bulked up like that for the first Spider-Man.
Yeah, you do it while they film. A lot of them do it while they film. Even Batman, when they first started filming Batman, he was heavier. He actually had to lose weight because he had gone from the mechanic. The
mechanic.
It was the mechanic, where he was rail thin and bulked up. And it was funny because he did an interview and he's like, they kind of watched me bulk up as we started filming. And at one point, someone says to me from the crew, he's like, "Hey, you're filming Batman, not Fat Man." What were you going to say, Meredith?
Well, I was going to say Natalie Portman. She's always been very petite, so I don't know that she's going to bulk up. I mean, definitely tone, but you're not going to I don't know that there's just enough time to bulk up like that, for the muscles. And
I'm interested to see because she's so small.
Yeah. Remember, he's not too muscular. They don't really draw her muscular. All she'd have to do is gain about 10 pounds of pure muscle, and she could do it. And that's easy. You can put on 10 because she's had 6 months going into this. I read the article. She's had time to plan doing this because between signing a contract and getting to the movie, a movie of this scale, there's about 6 to 7 months. You can make that happen in 6 to 7 months. But no, I don't think that we're going to see like China. I don't think she's going to come out like the WWE wrestler China.
Yeah.
No. But I do think we'll see her with the shoulders. The shoulders were big on the Thor character because her shoulders were like, set, and her thighs were like very muscular. And you're right, Natalie with some extra weight. We're going to have to see what that looks like. Mm-hmm. I'm interested. I love the fact she's doing that though, and I love the fact that we have from Brian L. Hawkins. Jay rates Black Cotton as a 10/10 review. Order your own copy now from Diamond. He's, of course, part of Scout Comics, and you can Black Cotton feels like Jordan Peele's next hit movie, so check that out. This is just cute, by the way. We don't have to talk much about this. If you haven't seen it now, this is just to make you guys smile, as I always do. It's a Match.com ad that Ryan Reynolds found that absolutely describes 2020 and the devil perfectly. If you want a good laugh, there you go. You're up, Meredith.
10 classic cartoons that got Marvel Comics. Sometimes these new franchises would be a huge success. Others would vanish into obscurity. CBR.com.
Some of them are where you look back and you're like, why did Marvel take Care Bears? And I actually have one of the issues, as a matter of fact. You're up.
Really?
Yeah, you do. Because I've been collecting comics. I used to get like the grandmother used to send you the box of like comics, and before I got into comics, there were just these random. It was never the good comics you got in the random. Right. It was always like I got Spider-Ham. Before I even knew that Spider-Ham was how important he'd be to my life now, because Spider-Ham
sounds delicious.
Spider-Ham is like one of my top 30 characters. And that says a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Spider-Ham was one of my first comics. So,
all right. So
yeah. What's next for Hell's Kitchen and Daredevil number 25? Get ready for some major developments in the life of Matt Murdock. Check that out from Marvel.com.
So check this out. I read this. It's not a spoiler because it's already out there, guys. Matt Murdock's going to prison. He's going to wear the Daredevil persona the entire time he's in prison. 2 years for manslaughter. Elektra's taken over to be Daredevil. She looks kind of hot as it, and it makes sense. This is not just making a female Daredevil. There's a specific reason she's going to protect Hell's Kitchen. And for those who know Daredevil, he's very stuck up. He only wants to, like, a couple blocks. That's it. That's all I do. I can't be bothered with the bigger world.
Well,
thanks. This is why he wasn't anywhere in Infinity War, Daredevil. We're looking at you.
Well, maybe it's kind of like this. You know, you got your big guys taking care of the big, massive stuff, and he's the little guy that's able to pick up the stop the pickpocket or the rape and everything in the block. You know, you can't expect the man to do everything.
Come kick his ass because Batman's now for criminals. We found out last week. No, I'm not kidding.
Batman has a whole family. So
no, the new Batman's going to protect criminals. Remember, we learned.
Oh, that? Right.
Yeah,
yes,
so Daredevil.
That's going to be interesting.
Daredevil versus Batman confirmed 2021. Douglas Brown says, grab all 3 issues of Stormy and get a mystery gift. It could be decals, a stretch card, or something else. Digital versions are available. Message him, and he'll send you a high-quality PDF. Each digital issue is just $2.99. Grab all 3 for just $6. That's from Douglas Brown, a good friend. All right, Meredith.
All right. Thanks to all of the delays caused by the ongoing pandemic, 2021 is shaping up to be a much different year than we expected for comic book movies, and we're now ranking them from least to most anticipated. And you can find that at comicbookmovie.com.
And while we haven't directly, and this is just sad news about DuckTales, I just want to take this real quick, Michael, and then I will move past DuckTales because, again, this is just follow-up on the same story. But for those who don't know, it wasn't a comic-related directly thing. I was going to just mention it because I've seen people talk about it. HBO is getting all theatrical releases now of every film throughout 2021. They have banked on the fact that theaters will not rebound for 2021 and are trying it out. I'm kind of excited, but I also want to rent the theater with my friends to go see Wonder Woman later this month. I think it's kind of cool. $160, you and your friends can get an entire theater. It's kind of worth it, especially if you're bringing a date. You're spending $160 on the tickets and the concession anyway. Might as well invite all your friends.
At least you'll get to know who you're sitting next to. So,
and here you go. This is for you, Michael.
All right, the obscure comic that launched the Men in Black franchise. The Men in Black may be best known in pop culture for the film series, but the franchise had humble beginnings with a 6-issue independent comic run. Check that out on ScreenRant.com.
# back issues matter. And here
you
go.
Of course,
Michael, here, this is for you, Michael.
Oh, boy. Old can be new again. Rosario Dawson debuted as a live-action version of Osaka Tano in The Mandalorian last week, and that's led to an increase in viewership for the Clone Wars on Disney Plus as fans delve into the Jedi's past.
So for comic book creators, when you feel like your back issues don't matter right now, never feel that way. You don't know where you're going. You don't know when they'll matter. One time one of your books hits, everyone's going to want to look at your past library. Everything you create is going to matter, and it's also going to reflect on you. Your earlier work will be forgiven as you've gotten better, if you've gotten better. And if you haven't gotten better, then either we hate you because you were born talented as F, or we're going to hate you because your work doesn't deserve to be seen because it's horrible. There are certain people out there who think comics are storyboard that know I'm talking about them, but they're never going to go anywhere, let's be honest. Because they think comics are storyboards. Yes, Meredith. Yes, Meredith. I'm still hurt about that.
It's okay, Rob. It's all right. Breathe.
Okay, Meredith, take this while I take my my heart medicine.
All right, Catherine Calamia, new reduced prices for Like Father, Like Daughter #7 in the physical and digital issues, and Like Father, Like Daughter 1 through 7 digital catch-up bundle. Monday is the last day. How old is this article?
No, Monday's still the last day. We're on tracking. That was November
okay.
30th, but it still tracks that this is the last day.
Okay, so this is on Kickstarter.com. Make sure that you head over there and check out Like Father, Like Daughter.
Okay, here we are. Today's the last of it. So this is Friday. So this is our last news of the day coming out before we're reset for next week. So we'll see you, and we'll talk about the headlines this Sunday. By the way, you saw it, the Comics Breakfast Brunch, CBB. I like that, CBB. Why don't we do that? And the B's kind of look like little. I was signing. Okay, so I was noticing how to say this. I was noticing that if you sign a name like Bobby and you're not careful with the O's, they look like certain things. If you're a dirty old man, so. All right, Shepard arrives this January from the Scout Comics imprint, Black Caravan. And I love it. Honestly, I've read this, reviewed this book. I love it. It's being re-released, I believe, with the very beginning. They're starting with the beginning and going towards that. If you haven't picked up your issue, now is the time. It's in Diamond. I believe this, well, you have to look at it, but I believe this is as a volume. I don't think this is single issues. But check it out now. Either way, no matter what it is, get your local comic book store to order it now. It's almost over. You still got to think a week. I forget Diamond's calendar, and they messed up their calendar. I used to actually know it, but now I don't because the pandemic offset things a little bit, I think. But it is coming to an end. Get to your comic book stores immediately. Meredith, you know this person.
If let's see. Book 5 of the Pyramid Knights is being printed now. Reserve your copies now. I have a special offer. You can have all 5 books for the low price of $20, and you get a black and white version of #1 free. Message me at Gary Henderson on Facebook for your copies. So, and check out the website, thepyramidknights.com.
And just a reminder, today I added this back in about the Cyber Monday deals to help everyone get more traction. Announcing Global Comics for teams of Global Comics blog. Check it out. They announce who's working there. I like that. I like when people put out who's in charge so you know who's pulling the strings, the Wizard of Oz moments. And this is more important to it. And we read this a little earlier about that, the Global Comics thing, but we do have more information on that to come. But this is some big news. Go ahead, Michael.
Marvel Comics to honor healthcare workers with new comic book. Marvel Comics has teamed up with Allegheny Health Network. Find out what that's about at KVOA.com.
And that's a network-affiliated station. So that's why, and a lot of people covered this, and I like this. I like Marvel's going to reflect our first responders when it comes to the healthcare workers side of it. And, of course, we have the hopefully, I don't know why it's not approved as of filming this, but I'm hoping that we get it approved very shortly, the vaccines, and we'll be able to get back to a new normal sometime next year. I know Meredith is like, vaccines, stay away from me. You're trying to give me the damn C-19 thing. But here, Meredith, smile. It's Baby Yoda. But here, I've got something that will blow you away, all right? I wanted to everyone, like, it's the end of the week. I want everyone to kind of have a happy moment. I have a happy moment for you.
Could you read that at the top for me, what that says?
I said Jack's looking like Go Gru, because this is on the YouTube. So on YouTube, if anyone will, I wanted to look like, looking like, not being. So you also see Baby Yoda. It could go either way.
I thought I had you.
No, looking. I see. I must be a writer. So check out Jackson's first ever music video. I don't know where he got those moves, but I was impressed. This is like outside of a Dollar Tree, just busted out, man. He's gonna be a break dancer. Kid's got some moves. I have to watch what he's watching. Some of those moves, I was like, wait, where'd you see to do that? You're up, Michael.
All right. AEW Christopher Daniels reveals AEW is looking into creating a comic book. What's that about? Well, check that out at ProWrestling.com. The link is also on Comics Newswire.
A literal crossover between wrestling and comics. Again, it's happened many times, but a new chapter is beginning, so that's pretty cool. And for those who are wrestling fans, it looks like AEW and Impact Wrestling are actually going to team up and do cross-promotion. Only wrestling fans will fully understand that. But it's a cool moment. Meredith, you're up.
Steak is coming this January from Scout Comics.
And there you go. You can order it now. Steak,
Where is that? Where can people find that?
Oh, it's on Diamond.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a pre-order for Diamond Comics. So you can get it. You want it. You go to your local comic book shop and you go, hey, I just saw in the Comics Newswire that if I give you code NOV2011504, you can get me my issue of Steak. And then they'll order a couple of the things from Diamond, and then you'll get your Steak copy, and so will the people in your community. It's usually better if they offer a couple, order a couple. So you're not just helping out the creators, but you're getting independent creators into new markets, and you're helping them grow. So check that out.
Steak is when an ancient vampire rips out her friend's heart on national TV. Sounds dark. I like it.
It would be something I think you'd like. And great creator, David Byrne is behind it.
Well, you've seen some previews of my of the art that I'm submitting, so yeah, it's dark.
And some great artists behind that too as well. Definitely check it out. We have an ad here from Dwayne, the Showtime Robinson. He's got a Black Friday sale, which is over now, but we still love you, Dwayne. We still love you. And then here's the announcing of the global crowdfunder tools for the GC blog. And this is a Sister Mercy ad, which I'll let Michael read.
All right, this is one of 4 available covers in our current Kickstarter campaign, Sister Mercy #3, Highway to Hell. Artwork by Mike Crone and Sanju Navangenu. Yeah, I didn't say that right. At Kickstarter.com.
All right, Meredith.
Hawkeye reveals major time jump after Avengers Endgame in new photos.
Yeah,
it's at comicbook.com.
It's actually, like, I didn't even realize the MCU is off from us. I forgot that. And Spider-Man, I think they mentioned the year. They're actually still ahead of us. They skipped over 2020. How smart of them. That's what we've all done. All right. So from Comics Cast, Lead It Out is excited to have indie creators. I don't know who Lead It Out is. I think that's maybe a show they have maybe on there. Is excited to have indie creators Buddy Scalera, Aaron Donnelly, A.A. Rubin, and Mike Ponce of the Comic Book School Presents Creator Connections Panel 1 Anthology. Join us as we sketch jam with Buddy, Aaron, A.A., and Mike and learn more about their soon-to-be-released Comic Book School Anthology, which, if you just heard the sound, I'll explain what that sound is in a second, which debuts on December 29th. Draw along with us as we'll feature your art on the end of the show. And that sound you just heard was a reminder that I have literally this December 29th, I'm going to be part of this because I am part of this project. And I've kind of been in the background. I don't know if I showed Meredith the work I did on, but Meredith's been around us talking about it. And I'm hoping to get Meredith to be part of the next challenge that's coming up. this is us wrapping up. I've talked about it. You guys have seen it. The creative journey is going to be part of this. I'm really proud of the creative journey being part of this. I created this book just for them. One day I'll do a story about how hard it was to create the creative journey as 2020 got in the way and all that. But they're going to be on. I'll be trying to check it out. It's at 1 p.m. tomorrow, I believe. Me and Meredith will be off. I'll definitely check it out. I'll throw in some questions in there. You'll probably be seeing me talking a lot more about this now that we have a date. We literally just got the date Wednesday night. We didn't know until Wednesday night it was going to be December 29th. We're just making it under the wire. So and it's going to be a free anthology. You're all going to be able to get it for free. Download it from a website. I'm super excited about it. So, Lead It Out must be the show. So there it is in the preview image. So Lead It Out must be the show. So Meredith, you're up.
The Batman Trans's fans become grateful for 2022 release date. That's at comicbook.com.
And of course, we've seen the Black Cotton a little earlier this week. And again, that's just going to be a double up. And Mark Verma gives us the discount code, which is unfortunately over. But if you reach out to him and tell him you want to know about Grain, maybe he can do you an offer, because Grain's a great book. It's about an alien who's not somewhere or someone, but somehow. Check it out now. And this is just the super fan thing, which unfortunately we talked about is expired now. But this is big news, and I'm going to give it to Michael.
All right, DC Comics future state plans revealed at CCXP. You go look at comicbook.com.
All right, and that's going to be this weekend, so you're going to see a lot of news over this weekend as they're starting to reveal stuff. Meredith, where can they find you this Sunday?
Well, this Sunday, you can find me at Geek Insider and Comic Book Advocates. We're going to be doing Sunday Comics Brunch.
Tomorrow at 11, we'll be kicking off.
And tomorrow is going to be CronCon. Yes, where we're going to be doing pitches.
All right, Michael.
I may need a poke to remind me.
Where can they find you this weekend?
You can always find me on Facebook, and who knows, maybe I'll be able to pop in there on the Comics Brunch and say hello.
Yeah, if you're around tomorrow during the pitches too, I can make you try to pitch things you've never seen before.
Oh boy,
fun times. All right,
yeah,
I'm going to finish this up because we only have about 4 minutes right now. We want to get under that 2-hour mark. So these are all the stories that we are also featuring right now. You can find on our site. DC Comics isn't the only one making news. So is Jerry with his, what do you think of his Sky character? He wants to know. Give him some feedback. The Sky is in transformation. He can control and manipulate the wind. The most agile of the brothers. Unlocking this level unlocks new abilities from Sky. Wait and see what they are. Like and follow. Superman's new origin just got horrifically dark and scary stories to tell in the dark multiverse. There is an Earth where Superman's origins are altered and twisted, becoming absolutely horrifying. Check out and not subscribe, but find out how you can attend the Infinity Toy and Holiday Convention. The partnership will also cover kaiju, including Rodman and Mothra, and begin a 5-new series, middle grade comic book series. That's right. Hollywood Reporter gives us that Godzilla is going to. Where were they going? I believe it was IDW. I don't want to get it wrong, though. Let me tell you. Yes, IDW. So Godzilla has a publishing deal set between IDW and Toho. Toho, I assume I'm pronouncing wrong, and it's probably there. This video was for the Infinity Comics Brunch. I don't know why it's not showing, but check out their site, the Infinity Toy and Holiday Guide. It's there. Here, the Baby Yoda thing, just to make you guys smile again, since it's the end of the week. Marvel has finally solved the Death's resurrection problem and have discovered compelling storytelling in post-death worlds and the excellent Immortal Hulk and X-Men continuum. So they might actually be stopping to just kill people and bringing them back. We saw this a little early in the program. It was just here again, too. And the Young Bucks explain how the AEW's partnership with Impact Wrestling was founded. Remember, we talked about that. And we have, this was just brand new to the show. Let me see real quick. We just put this in. Are you looking for a great read, exciting stories, great visuals, and powerful, heartwarming, and exciting characters? Then the FS Showcase, Celestrin, Protector of Rem. There he goes. He said it. And other stories is well worth picking up. So it catches your eyes. Message me if you like what you see, and you'll be able to get your copy today. And this is brought to us by Jonathan. We'll just leave it at Jonathan. There he is. Close enough. Sorry, buddy. If we got it wrong. And Shang-Chi, and 13 other cool comic book movie characters debuting in 2021. Something to look forward to, guys. And if you need any work on a logo, motion video, or any other graphic works, I actually know someone personally who suddenly has a little extra time on their hand, and they can actually help you out. They're a great creator, a fellow creator like us. Reach out to me, and I'll put you in contact, and you'll be able to get some work done. All right, guys, that's it. We're done. We just made it to the 2-hour mark. And like I said, we literally did the entire week, 7 days in 2 hours. So that tells you how slow news has been, but we're happy to have brought it to you. Hopefully we got you guys to laugh. I hope that during this holiday season, everyone is happier, because at least let's enjoy a little bit of the year. Let's all get together and let everything be bygones early this year and just start to enjoy and build towards a new normal. All right, guys, that's it. We're out of here. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye,
Bye.
guys.